Hello everyone, I'm Sally and we're Saltoria Marketing. Here at Saltoria, we talk a lot about the importance of brand with our clients. This is usually where we begin when we start exploring a company's marketing strategy and their challenges. More often than not, the root of many problems begins with the fact that their brand isn't established or original enough, or ultimately understood by their staff. Whether your company is small, medium or large, your brand needs to be distinctive, compelling and consistent. It needs to represent your vision, mission and values, and it needs to work effectively for all your customers. Even the most timeless, established and successful brands need to evolve and make improvements from time to time. This may be a simple refresh of the look and feel with an injection of a couple of colours, or maybe introducing a new photography style, or even introducing a new employee-owned culture. For example, like John Lewis did. Improvements may be made to support a new strategic direction or a new product or service launch, or simply because the brand is getting a little bit outdated. There are many reasons why you may need to improve your brand. We recommend you tread carefully though, and don't make impulsive updates for non-essential reasons. Refreshing or evolving your brand is a huge project that involves not just your marketing or brand colleagues, but everyone in your company. So be prepared and only proceed if it's absolutely necessary. Here are our top 6 reasons why you should improve your brand. Your market has massively changed. You may be doing a superb job and everything is working like clockwork, but things are always changing in the external world. Perhaps the market has become more digitalised due to COVID, or the customer's focus on sustainability has shifted the need for your product, or there are suddenly a lot more competitors to stand out against. Whatever the reason, if your market has significantly changed and you're struggling to get noticed, then we recommend you consider improving your brand. Your audience's needs have shifted. It's important to constantly listen to your customers in order to inform your business and therefore your campaigns and ultimately your brand. It may be that your audience needs have shifted so far that your brand isn't fit for purpose anymore. We have seen this so much during COVID, with the need for home deliveries and digital services. We've also seen this with Generation Z, who are always very conscious of today's issues. Perhaps Gen Z is your core audience, and you now need to be focusing more on sustainability, as that's what drives them in 2021. Maybe you need to be more community or charity focused, as you've had feedback from your customers that that's what they want. Maybe your company is very local, and your audience has gone to a local competitor as they're cheaper. You can't afford to cut your prices, so you need to showcase your value in a powerful and memorable way. Ultimately, if your audience's needs have shifted, then you need to improve your brand. Your brand isn't relevant anymore. When you have an established and loyal audience, it can sometimes be easy to take for granted that your brand isn't relevant. It's only when times are tough, for example with COVID, and sales go down and you realise you can't just rely on your loyal customers. We have seen this time and time again when companies ignore the need to update their brand as it's not essential, and sales are really high and no one has complained. But you need to be ready for a crisis or any unforeseen events. Even the most robust and profitable brands have struggled during this turbulent time, and it's in times like this that brands need to be seen as relevant, useful and purposeful. You might be all of these things in reality, but does your brand really reflect your values? Perhaps your brand is simply too old-fashioned and you've just not prioritised this. But this isn't something to ignore. Your brand must be relevant in 2021. Your company is going in a new direction. So you've been working on an amazing new strategy for your company and you can't wait to roll it out. But wait, this actually doesn't fit with your current brand, and your customers may feel confused by this new direction. Sometimes when your company's strategy shifts so significantly, it's inevitable that your brand needs a revamp too. It could be that you're focusing on being more green, or being more digital, or you're working in new areas of the world. Ultimately, if your brand isn't fit for purpose in the new context of this direction, then it is time to refresh your brand. You're creating a new service or product. This one is very exciting. Maybe you're launching a new product or service. This is where sometimes sub-brands work very effectively and really help to build a bigger umbrella brand for your company. Sub-brands are very useful if you have a very distinct product or service for a particular purpose or audience. However, they aren't always needed, and some companies fail by having too many smaller brands and therefore diluting the main brand without realising. If you need support with understanding whether to improve your wider brand or create a mini new one, then please do reach out to us. We'd be happy to discuss and brainstorm. You need to attract more customers. Have you been struggling with your sales for a very long time? Does your brand story and look and feel need a much needed overhaul? Do you need to stand out in the crowd in a very busy market? We must remind you that a brand refresh or revamp won't guarantee an increase in sales. This approach does need to be supported by a detailed marketing and sales plan. A cute new logo will not be enough. If you're in desperate need of attracting new customers, then ensure you have an established and robust marketing and sales plan before you launch your revised or revamped brand. There you go, our top 6 reasons why you might want to refresh, refine, or revamp your brand. Always remember that your brand is essential for a credible and positive reputation, and to ensure you build strong and long-lasting relationships with your customers. If you're in a very competitive market, it may be that your service or product isn't actually unique, so your brand is all you have to set you apart. To be a successful brand, you need to be seen to be relevant, memorable, and useful. If your brand isn't reflecting this right now, maybe it's time to make some essential improvements. If you've liked this video, please like it, leave your comments below, and shout about it. Thank you so much. Bye!